Welcome back to another episode of Fresh Effect. I'm your host, Will Mays.
I'm your co-host, Jace Daniels.
And today we got two special guests.
Yeah, man, two guests today. First one I'm gonna introduce, know him as Double A, AA runs, Arsenal Academy, TBT or the basketball academy owner. And like I said, Arsenal Academy owner, Aaron Anderson is in the building, and then to his left, he just came off a TBT championship. My guy, I've been working out with him for about 2 years now. James Juice Woodard. How y'all doing tonight, man? How y'all doing tonight?
Man, I'm straight, bro. Hey, appreciate y'all for both having us on here for.
Yeah, I had to spice up the introduction. The last time you saw my introduction was kind of romantic, so I had to spice it up a little bit.
Nah, I feel it, man.
Appreciate
Yeah, so sure, man. But no, tell them a little about yourself. I don't care if it goes first, but just tell them how you got here and all that.
I will. It's cool to be good. Yeah, my name is Aaron Anderson. I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma. I grew up really next to Juice in Edmond. Went to Edmond Santa Fe. When I graduated from Edmond Santa Fe, I played basketball at Fresno State. At the time, when I was in California at Fresno State, I had a son back at home, and I transferred back home, went to UCO. It was a good time at UCO, but I just didn't want to play at UCO anymore. I flunked out of class. It just wasn't a good situation for me, chasing girls, whatever. Back at home, it was a bad scenario, so I ended up transferring, going to Oral Roberts, finished up my career there. Played alongside Obi Omegano, Aaron Young. I'm trying to think of anybody else that is Oklahoma. Played alongside those two. Rival was Juice. He can tell you where he went to school, I guess. From there, from Oral Roberts, I went back home, and I decided to stop my basketball career. I had a knee injury senior year. Finished out my career. I was low-key burnt out. Had an opportunity to play overseas basketball, but got right into coaching. I coached at Edmond Santa Fe. After that, I went to UTEP, which is a Division I university out in El Paso, Texas. Where did I go from there? I was there for 2 years, grew up really out there, and I came back home. I worked at the University of Oklahoma for about a year and a half, and it just wasn't fitting me whatsoever. It's a long about me. Hold on. And then from there, I just fell right back into coaching. I had coached AAU basketball before, like when I was at Edmond Santa Fe, when I graduated, college. And, I was coaching about 3 teams, through parents just asking, like, hey, do you want to coach? And a guy named Brian Jameson who put me on, shout out Brian, who put me on the coaching, some teams. And, from there, we formed, we wanted to make the name consistent. They had several different names. It was like Oklahoma Elite. One team was the Knights. One team was something else. And I was just like, how about I just start something and name it all the same thing? So one of my good friends, Obi, I used his 1x1 name. I was a part of the brand as it was building and growing, and I decided to go that route. And, the 1x1 name was carried for the past 2 years for us. We are now rebranding to Arsenal Academy. But at the time when 1x1 finished up, I think there are 5 teams. Arsenal Academy is now. I'm grateful for it. It's something that God has given me to steward over, 70 kids and 140 parents, just souls, man, and trying to, spread the gospel through basketball with Arsenal Academy is my vision, and I'm just thankful for it, man. But that's really my journey as far as, basketball and life is concerned.
Mine is a little shorter, but
He can name all the places he played that way.
yeah. So I'm James Woodard. Man, I grew up in Arcadia, Oklahoma. Ended up going to Edmond Memorial. His rivals with Aaron and Santa Fe. Won a state championship. Yeah, at 2011. Yeah, runner up 2012. Then I went to Tulsa University for 4 years. Won a championship there.
Yeah, conference.
They beat us. They beat us in the Marriott Cup though. They took me.
Hey, I'll beat them though. I only played Juice one time in college. I won. Still say that.
Yeah, they won. But yeah, graduated 2016 from Tulsa. starting my professional career after that. Been going strong for 9 years. Rookie year was in France. Second year Lithuania. Third year Macedonia. Like Germany, and then after Germany, Italy. Then Italy from to it was like
The boy don't even remember. He said also Burrows. That's cool though.
yeah, no, yeah. So I went from Italy to back to Germany for 2 more years. Then went to Turkey to Poland, and now we trying to find with a 10 season, trying to get 10 seasons in.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing. Uh, during my career in 1 year in Germany in Lewisburg, we went to basketball Champions League Final Four, could place third. Um, Went to a FIBA Euro Cup Final Four. Won a championship in Macedonia, domestic championship. I remember that. MZT, Skopje. So yeah, man, I had a great career so far. I'm pretty blessed seeing the places that I ain't never heard of when I was in school.
Yeah.
And the beautiful places, beautiful people. Have real like lifelong relationships with people who, just meet them overseas and it's been a blessing. We'll have Bible studies with teammates. And just staying connected because it's a grind mentally, not only physically. Oh, no, my beautiful wife and my kids, they get to come with me. So yeah, I couldn't, and I didn't even imagine this. So, like, everything's taken care of with them. When I go over there, like Kaya, my oldest daughter, she's starting school.
Yeah.
Like she get to go to school. Teens take care of that, and it's just it's been great. It's been blessed. So that's my
Yeah.
yeah. And I was lit, man. Like, and y'all can tell, they got a long journey, a lot of knowledge to give back. So before we get started, if y'all can like, comment, subscribe to our channel as we try and grow this brand. As we say, athlete minded, faith driven. Dogs first always. But yeah, let's get into it. Juice, I got something I want to ask to start off. Being a pro, and being around pros. I believe Jay said something about you like the reason why he's like around a lot of pros because like you want to be pro. So just being around a lot of pros, how is the mindset different? Like, what do you got to do to stay locked in? Like, as you said, you travel all these places, but you have family back home, So I just knowing that, like you leaving, family, like, how locked in do you actually got to be? Like, what work does it take to get to all them places? Man, it takes a lot of work and dedication. It's just little things, little tangible things like being on time, doing extra work, getting the extra shots, and just staying sharp because when you think about it, like it's your job. Yeah, it's your job, and then there's thousands of people that want your job. Like it's a clip of like Chris Paul talking to his kids, and he said they gonna be trying to get his job, and that's why he's been pushing himself for so long because it's not like a paranoia, but if you want to be the best or you want to perfect your craft, it takes consistency, and you gotta be consistent throughout your life, like with the little thing, like being on time, showing up to the gym early, staying after, working on your body, recovery, and it just takes a lot of sacrifice because you sacrifice the time, from your family, friends, things you probably want to do.
Yeah.
And you just gotta look at the big picture and look at your goal. What's the main goal and why you doing it? And then that should drive you to where you want to be. And that's what driven me to where I wanted to be because I just love the game of basketball. I wanted to play at the highest level. Obviously, I wanted to play in the NBA. I mean, I had, opportunities, some workouts and stuff, get a little glimpse of it. But, I feel like my better chances overseas and being able to play and enjoy it. And so that's what I have. That's what happened to me. So, very blessed. And it just takes a lot of aligning within yourself. And yeah, man, like I said, but it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of questions, especially listening to y'all talk. So I gotta start slow and just work up from there. First question is with you, Aaron. Re going into a new chapter with Arsenal Academy. Changing the brand and just me getting to see a glimpse of it the last, like majorly the last 2 weeks. Being around the kids more and being around the parents and getting to meet them a lot. You know, what is like the biggest challenge for you so far when it came to rebranding and starting, something new?
I think with anything that you start new, there's always like I guess you could say a fear that comes from the enemy, like trying to attack your mind to make you think that you can't do it. I think also like with that, the biggest thing that we need every time, like for myself personally, if I'm stepping into something new or I'm doing anything, especially at this caliber, like where I said 7 teams, probably could be 8, 9. We need the Holy Spirit. I need the Holy Spirit to do it. I can't do it alone. And just simply, it's simple, but simple is hard. Like being consistent is simple, but it's also hard, right? And for myself, I think, wake up in the morning, spending time with the Lord, trying to help myself stay consistent with that helps me stay consistent with everything else. So like when it comes to assembling teams the correct way, when it comes to putting the tryouts together, when it comes to, trying to form a community that is centered around God, but also just being a man, I think that is, the biggest challenge that I face is just consistency. And that's natural, we're human. But that's also what helps, get to this kind of level of whatever you're doing. Juice was talking about playing overseas and, doing it for so long. But I think also, and Juice would say this too, like, my faith in the Lord is more than my faith in myself. So like, I can't trust Aaron. I have to trust what the Lord wants and what he's doing. And, that's why, you see what you see and I'm able to do what I'm able to do because it has nothing to do with me, bro, at the end of the day. So taking myself out the equation sometimes is hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's cool to see how much, especially with rebranding, how it feels like more people are gravitating towards it, cause like you've been doing it for how long? About
Coaching?
Yeah, coaching this age.
This one, it's just, wow. Specifically, words are hard. Specifically 1 by 1, in the teams that I formed, some of those kids I've been coaching them for 2.5 years, 3 years almost. And I don't know what you was asking, but
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's just to me, seeing it, especially at those trials, like just how much, rebranding, how many people
have actually now came.
came to it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It was I was nervous, bro.
Yeah,
At tryouts,
well, I could tell, I could kind of tell
but that's normal, bro.
Yeah,
Stewarding 115 kids
yeah,
in the correct way, whether you're saying yes or whether you're saying no. We're actually, as this episode is being filmed, we're in the middle of like deciding stuff, which is crazy. But like it's nerve wracking because you don't want somebody to think poorly of your program because they feel a certain way. You want to be able to, like I said, represent Christ in the right way towards people, whether you're saying no, whether you're saying yes. So it's cool to see all the people. It's cool to make it big and grand. But it's also like, it's hard to do. It's hard to do, man. So yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just think that like I said, like I'm not inside the program, but like outside looking in, I just think like you found a way to worship the Lord, and like you found something like also like you're doing like in something you love. So I just think like Jay said, like it's pretty cool to see like how you got all them kids there, and with that being the center, it's bigger than basketball, and for people to want their kids to be a part of it, I think that's big time. So I think like you said, like I think that is covering Arsenal Academy, and I think that y'all have a pretty good solid, and just growing up, like at some point the ball gonna stop bouncing.
Facts.
But as you help the kids build that relationship with the Lord, I think that's pretty real. But man, just like this past summer, I kind of just watched AAU, and I see a lot of kids just attitude or just want to be selfish, want to have 30 and lose the game. So as you being a pro and you being a pro trainer, how do y'all feel about kids? Just like I said, want to have 30 and lose versus want to have 4 points and win because you that part of the teammate. Like you know, what are some main things that you think that kids these days is, you know, like why do they attract to 30 and lose versus 4 win?
Yeah, you got it. Ooh, let's see.
That's a good question. So they you know, it hurts me personally, and I feel like an old head. Like I gotta, cause it's like they doing it for the wrong reasons. You know, you're playing the game for the wrong reasons. Like when we was growing up, like you was just playing to win. Like you know, when you win, everybody does that. Everybody's gonna get looked at. Everybody's gonna look good. Even the guy that averaged 4 points on the team, but need that guy. You need that guy. Like he attributed to this to the wins just like everybody else, you know. Like being people that want to get dirty and lose is like, yeah, okay, the scores, you know, get a little more shine. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's still just a role, and everybody gotta play a role. Real. And it's like everybody can't be one basketball. Everybody can't do that. Yeah. And then like when my dad told me, you know, before I went to college, it's like, how you gonna stand out? Because when you go each level you go up, it's like more stars, you know, the lower level. This is gonna come together. So how are you gonna make a difference? And so I took that with me and I found my little niche, you know, and it's been working. So it's just playing to win, playing with my teammates. You know, now I think it's kind of social media driven. Yeah, if I was, you know, with the highlights and you know the attention they get from it, I just think it's just the wrong reasons being put forward on the front street for me. But yeah, that's what it is.
Growing up, like I've known just for a very long time, you know. And in high school, like scoring comes easy as juice. Like Juice can shoot the ball, drive the ball. He's a 3-level scorer, 4-level with the free throw line included, right? And I think for myself, I wasn't necessarily like a scorer. So when you ask that question, I look at, you know, the body of work as a player. And I think to myself, like, I never averaged 20 throughout any stage of my life. Maybe when I was like in 5th through 8th grade, I averaged 20. But in high school, I never averaged 20, barely 15. And I get to the collegiate level. I think my freshman year I averaged like 2 points or something like that. But I still was a starter as a freshman at Fresno State, you know. And there's so many other things that kids can do on the floor other than just score the ball. I tell my kids all the time, you know, you've signed up to play basketball. Now, if you want to play golf, tennis, and I'll say some other individualized sports, go do that because it seems like you only care about yourself. You missed a shot and you're upset, but we got to get back on defense. Or, you know, you made a turnover and you're upset, but it's not about you. It's about us. It's about we, you know, and like you said, it's become very individualistic because I think like social media plays a big part in that. It's what kids see. Kids see the social media. They see the attention that people get for having so many points, but are we glorifying Draymond Green? Probably not. You know, are we glorifying, you know, trash guys in the NBA and things like that? But those guys are necessary. And, you know, at every level of play, you need those guys. So, and I think that's just learning the basics of basketball, right? Learn how to box out and rebound, communicate on defense, run the floor, understand spacing, et cetera, et cetera. You continue to go on, but those things are unprecedented in our game right now at the youth levels. And we're trying to, you know, force or tell kids like, you just got to score 20. And it's like, he doesn't even understand how to come off of a ball screen in his reads, or he doesn't understand spacing, but he has 20 though. Then, you know, those are just tough things to see as a youth coach, you know. And that's why I'm very passionate about teaching kids in the program.
I mean, like, to be honest, like even now, I mean, like to be honest, like I've never had like a basketball mixtape like you were growing up, but it's like I've always won. Like and like everywhere I've been, I've won. Even this past year, I made the national championship in college. It's like even this upcoming year, it's like if I can't go to guard best play every night, if I can't be the one to be a glue guy, bring our team together, lead, it's like outside of basketball, just in general, and like I'm gonna touch the floor. So and like me like knowing like I never averaged 20, like you said, I never averaged 20. Honestly, probably never averaged 10, but like I always been the one to make the winning plays or box out. my state game my senior year, I had 2 points, but I had 12 boards. So that and I praise that because it's like we won it.
But neither was a fool.
Yeah, so it's like like I just like try to tell like little kids, like even my little cousins, just like, dude, you can go score 20 points, but if you're a bad teammate, coach is gonna see that and they're not gonna want you at like, okay, how talented you is. Like coaches taking character over talent. So I just thought for y'all, I mean, it's good for y'all to share that just because athletes think like yeah, like I don't wear like somebody supposed to want to be, but it's like I'm not one of them D1 athletes. Some they're like, oh well, he not actually at that level. It's like you don't know, but it's like any level of play, like college, that's where you play. It's like you got to find your role, and everybody in college was the man at their school. I mean, that's kind of how I pit it. So it's like,
Yeah.
like you gonna have somebody that can score 30. So now you might have to be the teammate to rebound, might have to be the guard. So I just think that if we could push that out a little more, that would be helpful for sure. Cause just like everybody want to go get 30, and it's like you might not honestly 30. It could just piggyback on that. It's like you see Pat Bell was known for what? D3. I said, oh,
But when he was in high school, just he averaging like them to there for you.
like he can get like that. Like he was like that. But how did he fit in? What was his niche? Like what did he do to stay on the floor when you got other guys that can average 30? Because this is a team sport. Like at the end of the day, like you get 12 boards. If you didn't go guard the best player or get 12 boards, like would y'all be successful as you did? You gotta kind of flip the script like that. And like I played with selfish people growing up. I had my moment where I'm like, dang, I ain't getting the ball, or I need to, like I feel like I was lesser than. But my dad will always tell me, "What else can you do?" He's like, "They ain't catch you the ball, we get the rebound." Yeah. That's how you can get the ball, and so that fed to me. Like y'all say, I can score, but nobody really know. But like that's my favorite part of the game is rebound. You do. And it's so like my first my first 2 years in TU, I was the leading rebound on my team, like as a 6'3" guard.
So I'm glad we transitioned into, because my next question was kind of like one thing I struggled with coming into college was understanding that I'm not the guy no more. At Piedmont for 3 years, I was the main scorer. You were ball of the hand all the time, and what really struggled, my God,
Basketball.
no, on my head, and transitioning into college, that was like my biggest and even an adjustment now, because we've been talking about learning how to play off ball in there. We watched your championship game, and that's what he was saying. Look how Juice is sprinting the corner, playing off ball and learning spacing. And I'm not gonna lie, today at the runs, I was trying to emphasize on that.
Yeah, you weren't going like worse. You did not quarter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how do you find that adjustment of learning a role, if that makes sense? Because that's something that I've dealt with my freshman year, and again right now, still kind of learning that. Kind of trying to figure that part out for my game.
I think just like anything, you got to practice it. When it comes to learning something new, the only way you get better at it is reps. Like we will rep this all day, but won't rep, going sprinting to the corner.
Yeah.
Going to go rebound. Like these are habits. Like you work on your shot to form a habit of following through every time. You're not just working on it to just make some shots. You're trying to form a habit, because you put up 500 shots, but you're going to shoot what? 5 to 10 in the game. So how many times are you going to actually play on the floor this summer, which is why we do the runs there, right? So guys can come get better. You have to learn how to get to the corners. You have to learn how to space. You have to learn your reads off the ball screen with reps. And that's why I'm going to another way. I think that, individual training is very good for kids, but also training with groups is an important thing that kids need. They need attention to details with other kids, so that they can, I'm trying to say this in the most unpaused way. Right? Because they need competition to, iron sharpens iron, right? And you need to be going against another body. Pause. So actually, oh my gosh, you gotta be going against another body to actually feel what it's like in the game, right? All right.
Just no cool color.
But that's how I feel like, overall that you form that new trait or whatever. You're trying to learn how to play off the ball. You're playing on the ball so much. Rep it. How do you rep it? Play. You play the game. So that's my answer. I don't.
Yeah, I would say the same. Like it's just the reps, and then you might have to look at film. Look at what's it real actual game film, like or a live game or a full game. Because once you understand it, it turns the clock where, like we said, after you get those reps down, it's a habit. Like I think today in the run is like Aaron was trying to tell you, breathing from over figure road. He was going left. He straight fell behind the road. Yeah, after the road, so you can have that window to be open. But also it's spacing for the big girl, so the big can have an option. Sabrina can have that option. You think so? It's just little things like that. Um, with me, I had to go through it the same way, like after my rookie year and stuff, and through college, like just burning the lanes, just breaking down the court into like sections and where you need to be. When the ball moves this way, I know I need to move this way. It's like it's all like he said in details, like especially in groups. I think that's the best way you can break that down and get more of a habit, more of a feel into where you need to be and when you need to be. Because off ball, man, you can just be so deadly. Like, this is easy buckets, especially somebody else creating for you.
Yeah.
And you can just find your way through that and look through your game.
Yeah. Aaron, so like being around kids, and like you play at that, D1 level twice. What is like some things that you could tell the youth, just since you've been there, that like, you see now, like like a lot of bad habits. What are some key aspects that you can like give the youth to be ready for?
As a coach I coached at Division I level, played at Division I level, and I know kids want to go there. I think just honoring and respecting the game is something that is very key to like getting there. The passion that you have to have for the game of basketball, if you want to be at that level, is absurd. Like, it's not an idol in your life. Like, obviously Christ comes first. Yeah, right. But it has to be, this is what you're doing. And I'm doing it all the time. I think the essence of like just going outside and shooting on the hoop, or as a commercial comes up when you're watching the game, doing push-ups, watching the game in general. You know how many kids do not watch NBA, college basketball now? It's crazy. But just having that passion of like, man, I love this so much. Because when you get to that level, and I don't know if Juice felt the same way, when I got to college and we was doing that conditioning and that weightlifting, it makes you question if this is what you really want. So like, that you have to have a passion for it, because if you do not, when you get there, it's gonna be like, all right, it's gonna break you. It's gonna break you, man.
I heard that story a lot.
Yeah, it breaks some people. I could tell stories about feet bleeding because you're running so much, and hands just peeling off because you're lifting so many weights. And you're throwing up. Your body is, but you gotta have a essence of passion for the game of basketball, and not just that. You got to work for it, right? But I think that is having the heart to love it the way that it should be loved and honored and respected.
Yeah. It's not really getting off basketball. These are kind of two personal questions I want to ask both of you guys, and after Juice answers, I'll ask you yours. And it's always something I've always wondered and seen, like, you playing overseas for about to be 10 years now. How does like when it comes to your family and stuff like that, how does it work? Like, is it hard to be gone for that long? I've always wondered how that works and stuff like that.
No, it's been good with me because they get to come with me.
Oh yeah,
They come with me. Like ever since we got married in 2019, she come with me. Then we had kids, and then like there's other players with families over there they get to bring with me, and like they get to, they take care of our living. We will have a car. Like pretty much all I gotta do is play basketball and pay for groceries. Yes, and like like I said, it's really a blessing. Like, and some places it's kind of rough. Like, it just depends where you at.
Yeah.
Thank God to the back end. let's get started for little part two.
No, so Aaron, man, we actually did a podcast before already, like an hour, and we really like talked about like your journey, like in detail and stuff like that, and where you was at, back in the day working at OU and stuff to where you are now. And one thing I've noticed about you, being around you for the last 2 years is you're like people naturally gravitate towards you. You got a big support system, a lot of friends, people come in and they want to be either a part of what you got going on or helping out in some way. Do you think that like you seen yourself getting to that point, whenever you was going through your struggles, and like how does that feel to know where you were back then to where you are now?
Yeah, how people gravitate. When I worked at the University of Oklahoma, I was in the athletics department, which sounds pretty cool, but I was behind the desk, and that was the first time I ever had a desk job.
Yes.
Did a lot of things I didn't have any business doing.
Yeah.
I was depressed. I was, just doing a lot of things I shouldn't have been doing. I'm just gonna say it happened. Yeah. But, to be where I am now, it literally has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with the Lord. Like, he took me out of a pit, he saved me, and he placed my feet on solid ground, bro. I wake up and coach basketball every day. And yeah, there's some, stuff that I have to do to make it function the way that it does. But, I'm thankful for it, bro. I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. I know that for sure. And when it comes to like people gravitating, you said that like people gravitating towards, what I'm doing and what's being built.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's me necessarily. I think, I love to do things in excellence because I think that God does things in excellence, and he wouldn't want something to be half-hearted, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't build the earth and be like, I'm going to cut this light on and then this will be, So like, I think since I am trying to resemble Christ, the Spirit itself makes people gravitate towards it, not necessarily I'm doing something and it's gravitating towards me. And I'm not trying to like be too overly spiritual, but I think that it literally just has nothing to do with me, bro. And it's way bigger than me. I can't coach 8 teams.
Yeah.
I need people to come and help. And yeah, ask people about it, but like I think it has nothing to do with me. The Holy Spirit does his work through me, and I'm just grateful to be used, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could attest to that because, like, for me, watching your journey is like truly inspiring, bro. Like,
Thank you, man.
we grew up together,
Yes, sir.
and so to see what you at this point, man, like it inspires me to, to keep pushing and keep growing closer to God, because, like, you only can reap benefits, like, facts, mentally, even physically, spiritually, like, and then, like, when you have that light in you, when you accept it, and you can just feel the Spirit upon you, like, it's natural, like this. God is what? God is love. And that love is just going to spread, and then people's going to, people going to be a part of something like that. And like, and so your program, the way it's been growing is crazy. Like, we going, at the tryouts, man, I pull out a little line. I'm thinking people just talking like you know each other, but they really waiting in line to go into a 3-court facility full of kids. Like, this is at capacity. Like, it's really wild up there. And, it's just,
It's crazy.
it's inspiration. And like, you just gotta, when you put God first, that's what happens. It's what your cup gonna run over.
He does it every time, man.
Every time.
He does it every time, to no amazement. But at the same time, it's a miracle to be doing this. I think it's a miracle to be, for yourself even to be playing basketball overseas. I think it's a miracle for you to be playing college basketball and you to be playing college basketball, because we can all think of a time when we was doing something we wasn't supposed to be. Then the Lord has forgiven us for it. But we don't deserve any of it, man. And that is the grace of God, man. I think, as far as, leading and doing this, and you guys playing college basketball in the season that you're in, and Juice playing professional basketball in the season that he is in, I think that we're graced to do that. I think God graces us in each season and gives us things to do, but to carry his name out and to show his spirit, because then the world needs it, bro. But we need it. And I wanted to ask both of y'all a question.
Sure, I'll say no.
You know, as far as being a collegiate athlete, I know for myself, I went to Oral Roberts, and I could dub myself as a Christian back then, but I was far from it. And, you know, you go to Christian university, you go to Friends University, it's Christian university, right? And being at those schools, like, you know, not necessarily the culture of the school, but like, how do you, in a world full of evil, put it great, right? A world full of, you know, Satan's tactics. How do you stay on that straight and narrow path as a young man, you know?
I mean, for me, honestly, like I say, going in my senior year in Millwood, just winning, you know, I went back to back championships, going, you know, I think I'll play. Didn't play. Then our sophomore year, you know, not really playing as much as I wanted to, but being that captain, yeah, I had to find something. I had to find something to lean on, cause I would, you know, it's hard not playing the game you love. So I had to find something to lean on, and I realized, you know, I was a thing, you know, girls face whatever, but I realized that my calling is different. I realized that my calling from God is to spread the gospel, is to be, you know, that light in people's lives. So that's why I started my brand. But yeah, it's just, you know, finding what God did for me in them hard times, you know, seeing my prayers actually come to life, it made me want to, you know, stay on that journey. It made me, you know, want to be, you know, want to be on that straight path. And you know, my friends now, they see it. Now they know my calling, and you know, they see my calling come to light. So all the outside world, they'll let me, you know, they'll let it get to me. You know, like I go out, you know, with Frank later, and people aren't offering me a drink. Oh no, he can't do this. He can't take that. He don't do that. Oh, you know, just, you know, just my faith just coming public, and just, you know, just knowing that in the day, like it says, God's plan, and you know, God's plan always better. So that kind of made me want to, you know, just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, and just, you know, see my life change last year, even from last year, this past summer. I said, me and Jay's, like, I've never thought it. Me and Jay with no,
Yeah, you know each other from college, but that was
But now, like, bro,
it's easy because his mom says right, my mom says right. So now we just leave, you know, we just leave each other.
yeah.
And so like, if he messed up, I can tell him, all right, look, like UBS, you know, but like me, he'd say, okay, like, you know, lock in. So just seeing God in my life is, you know, what really make me want to, you know, not even just look the evil's way, just, you know, stay straight, just knowing, you know, like, he gonna bring me through some adversity, but it, you know, at the end, the other side of adversity is always success. I mean, yeah, for sure.
And not like, sorry,
no.
but like, not like even like judging, but in a way, I know that, you know, some mistakes, they happen, right? Like we're human. And like having or certain mistakes, you don't even have to speak on any about a question. Having certain mistakes, like, and like bouncing back as a college basketball player. You know, we always think to ourselves, like, I did this, so God is punishing me, or I did this and God is punishing me. And I don't know if you ever had that thought before. But like, you know, how do you necessarily use your faith to like bounce back in certain situations, if you want to describe one?
So I mean, I go into detail because I'm
you're
not
both. Yeah.
freshman year. That was my first time ever not playing. I'm not gonna lie. I've said this millions of times before. I had an ego coming into high school.
Which we all did.
Yeah, I like it was, but my mind was crazy. Like when that McDonald's All American stuff came out, I thought I was like LeBron. We were walking around campus, like I swear, like it was bad. And so I got with JUCO. I thought I was gonna go 1 year and done. Like that was it. And freshman year didn't play. I was going out I went out before a game one time. Like I'll never forget that. I swear, I literally
We're not judging.
Coach Gerd, Coop. I'm sorry, but I went out before a game. We had South Plains top 10 team in the nation. I'm out partying the night before.
Yeah.
And it was solely because I didn't know how to deal with what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of like the most darker times. And I've never really had that as well. Like dealt with adversity like that.
Yeah.
And so I dealt with it freshman year. And I dove back into you know, my faith, but not like really dug into it. And so then came into sophomore year, had a good year, you know, got to OC. And this year was like the first time I really like got into it. Like, wow. I mean, yeah, we talked. I didn't play the first year, first half of the season. Was struggling really bad. Wanted a red shirt. Like that was another moment where I questioned, like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Coaching staff, like this is this is tough. Like, it was already hard in JUCO. I thought coming in as a junior, I'd get playing time, and I'm sitting the bench against Randall.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Randall, but sitting the bench against them, you feel me? So, but whenever that happened, I turned to that. And I think I've always said Oklahoma Christian was bigger than basketball. I didn't have the best stats to go to Division II. There's guys other on my team that, had better stats than me. And I was the only one that went to Division II school. And so that was when I really was like, okay, this has to do more than just basketball.
The Lord had your back.
Yeah, it's I took a class this summer or this year. Everybody has to take it. It was a Bible class that literally taught me like what I'm reading. I still have the notebook in my robe. Yeah. It really taught me like, and I was invested in that class. Like writing notes, like I would say that's a class no so I don't, but like that class, like I was notes, like finger hurting because it was so interesting and so like crazy to just learn that part. And so then when I struggled, that was what I turned to, and it turned around. Like I said, Coach Talley threw me as DBU, second best team in the nation.
Yeah,
ever since then it took off. Yeah, so this was the first, and I've always been a faithful person, but like I used to always think like, man, like people say things happen for a reason. I used to think like, man, like that's I'm like, okay, like and this was the first time I was like, okay, like I'm here for a reason. You feel me? Like this is the first time I've really put my faith into it fully, and it came back. And I'm not perfect. Like I'm going through a season right now where my faith hasn't been the best, and not in a bad way. I haven't been in church in a while. I've been so wrapped up in things outside of that. I went and bought a new Bible today. I'm gonna start reading on my own, like outside of church. So I did. And yeah, so I'm trying to. I'm getting that. This is another moment where, like, I'm getting so much good that I turn away from that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like right now I need to block back into who's giving me that.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
No, it's been I don't know. It's been. I always tell people from freshman year to junior year, my mindset of what it, and even in being around y'all, like I always tell people like you, OB, Juice, like y'all are like some of my best friends.
Yeah.
Going into my sophomore year, like I want to say it saved my career, but like I needed that. I need that those workouts we had, the talks we had, that really like changed my mentality because y'all did what I'm trying to do. You feel me? And so now like that's all I tell everybody. Like, some of my best friends, they really got me out of a hole.
The big road.
Yeah, I needed that. I needed that. So even just that as well was another thing of like, this is happening for a reason. Like, I didn't really know you like that when I hit you up. And,
You did it.
Yeah, and I only leave because CJ was working out this year. And so then it grew into that, and then I met Juice and I met Obi, and it's really been crazy. And I'm going off of the deep end, but it's really been crazy how much things have changed from where it was freshman year.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say to that. But I also want to tell y'all, like, I appreciate like how much like y'all have changed that for me. Like it really had. I mean it from all my heart. It really has changed like my whole like mindset about stuff, and seeing how y'all work out, and seeing how y'all carry yourself is something that even the guys outside of y'all, like Daquan, all the guys we play with, like seeing that has changed the way I look at things and how I carry myself, and even just the type of person I am.
Yeah.
I was, again, very ego, not the best person when it came to kindness.
Donald's.
Yeah. I still do every now and then. I still get breakfast. There late. No, this y'all know about that. Hey, man, you was eating Sprinkles, bro. You was done.
Hey, relax. He's there. He's here.
No, man, y'all have helped me a lot, and it's really, like I said, it's really just changed my whole career and my whole mentality on things, on and off the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I didn't know if you had any question on the ask whatever, but
I did. We got a TBT winner here. We haven't asked someone. Another that's out there.
Let's say in the intro, like put that on the resume. But it's crazy.
How was that, man? How's it? He just won the whole thing.
Just talk about your experience, man. How you feel right now?
yeah, back at you're richer. Being back at hey, like you are richer, but being that is like in that college experience, like just play for fans. Like I know that
Like to play back in it's kind of, it was weird after we won because like so many people was in and then I didn't realize like, people don't really, they had never seen you play for like 10 years because I don't play the States. And so like to have that many people like watching and supporting, like, and we won it, that was, man, like it was nothing but God. Like I said, like and playing for the fans, like those fans, man, they showed so much. Like shout out to Wichita, there was so much love to us, man. Like from
the hotel staff to, you know, and the barber, yeah, he is Sergio, shout out T.O. So he got 2 chills now. He be cutting the thunder there. Yeah, him, man, like just the restaurants, like people at the restaurants, there's some recovery places. Shout out to Sweat House, I Cryo. Oh man, like we was like they treating us like kings out there. Like man, you know, I pull up, me and my wife. I mean, we have sponsored breakfasts and stuff. Like the team will like let them know like, hey, we're gonna eat here or something, whatever. But me and my wife just went to this place across the street from the hotel, Doodah Diner. Oh, fire! Yeah, fire. Oh yeah, but chicken waffles. Oh, we just went like it wasn't a team thing, and the owner pulled up. It was like, "Hey, how you good, man? Good game last night, but this break's on me." Yeah, it was just love. Yeah, hey. So it's like that. It was just love like that. And then the last game where it was just sold out, man. Yeah, it was sold out, man.
That was hype. I was trying to get on the court. And
It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, but that whole run, man, that was nothing but God, man. Like, just imagine you playing March Madness. You're doing March Madness, but you only have 3-4 days of practice there with people that you never played real or yeah. Just imagine that. And you win 6 games in a row.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. And like that's God. And then like, and I'm looking back, like bro, like shout out to Lady him is like he was like the Aaron of Fun Splash. Cause yeah, man, like he's really, he's really fade like on fire, like he's a leader, like he's a natural leader of Christ. And man, like before every game, he would say a little word or scripture, and we pray, and we go out there, man, like, and we kept winning, like we never changed anything. We kept on. Before we step on the floor, we gonna say our prayer, we gonna say our verse, and we gonna go out there, and we, just let God's will be done, and just live with the result. And so I just think that just with having that attitude and having that spirit cover us, and everybody came out healthy. And because we all pros, like you play up a money, how people be. Yeah, so
I see how tested
it was getting the more games it went, man, the more intense it got. Like, well, since our first game, it was a scuffle in our first game. So but yeah, man, like. And like I still can't believe it. Like, well, this is a tough tournament. Yeah, that's tough, bro. March Madness, 64 teams, and you only practice for like 4 days.
Yeah.
You with those people you never play. Yeah, like together. That Bob was crazy. So people was coming up, be like, coming up to us saying like, look, like we played together for years, huh? It all keep fast. Yeah, like but like everybody bought in though. And that's one thing crazy. I'm like, dude, like you got pros who is like but I can't what's the name, Marcus? Yeah, like he had a 30 at G League, and then he's coming in, he's buying in to what what team's trying to do. Yeah, he's just crazy stuff, but he also look like you gotta live with that because also is buying into the team. I just think it's crazy that you got a grown man, all playing for the same goal, which you reflect. Yeah, I did. Yeah, shout out to Zach Bush. Yeah, like you said with Zach, giving him coaching. Or we talked earlier, Jr. Garrett Stutz, like those guys, like assembling that team and then managing us, and like the way of managing us, and we all just meshed together. And like you said, we just locked on the same goal. Like Marcus King, like he led the nation scoring in college, and he's been doing that ever since. But then he come in and he was a great dude, great teammate. Like we was just all locked in, man. Especially on the defense, like Konya defense, and then this goes to say like we talked about earlier, with you learning off ball, like it was just a habit for us, like to have the space to floor, knowing where to be. Knowing what we wanted to do, and like we hitting short road passes, and the bigs are in the corner. Everybody's like, I get it. It's like but see, it's just second nature, and like we was just lucky to have guys with like that where the egos didn't clash, and we just wanted to win. Everybody wanted to win.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, put that on the resume. I got you.
that was really cool to be a part of, like just to be in the atmosphere, and then again knowing you and seeing like, so I know part of that was
Yeah, it was cool with me because I'm like, man, like I really didn't realize that like people don't know that they don't watch me play. So it's like, dude, it was cool beyond. I appreciate y'all coming and supporting.
Yeah, for sure.
Is in the experience in that, man, like super wild, man. I mean, shout out to all the guys at the aftershock, cause boy, when it brought life back to Wichita for sure. Oh yeah, that I did not for sure.
Friends of down the street. Yeah. But nah, you know, fair wrap this up. But one thing I do want to say to y'all is like appreciate, you know, even me leaving this from this podcast tonight, you know, like y'all some solid dudes who like I feel like I need to keep in my life. Just because, you know, outside of basketball, you know, y'all the mindsets is like where like I'm trying to get to. And like I said, like knowing that like y'all helped Jace, you know, from his dark moments, you know, Jace helped me now. It's, you know, it's a blessing. Like, you know, like, and I feel like I said, I feel like God, you know, put me in a position just because like, I need it. I need to get around the right people. So, you know, just thank y'all for coming on. You know, it's just you know, it's just something that like I want to keep doing. You know, like I always say, you know, want to keep connecting with y'all. You know, keep you on my life. You know, just she says, big bros, like that's something that, like, you know, like a lot of people need, and you know, like the knowledge that y'all give me, you know, of course I'll be blessed enough to give it to somebody else. You know, give to the youth. So, you know, this is, you know, thank y'all for tuning in to the Pressure Effect. You know, we got, you know, the TBT chat, you know, being out where that.
What's the schedule going ahead, man? You want?
Yeah, nah, yeah, they gotta wait for that. Oh, yeah, nah, yeah, well, no, we got some big plan, you know, for our brand. We went through a little rebrand, but, you know, I also want to shout out, you know, Cameraman said, you know,
Yeah, shout out Shaq. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Every day, every day he next go in the
so
kitchen.
he help us out, but nah, seriously though, like, you know, this episode is something that the youth gonna feel, and I'm gonna take our to it in. Stay tuned for, you know, next couple episodes. We got something going on, so appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, for sure.